I'm a scarecrow. So for a while now, I've been getting requests to do top 10 videos. You know, top 10 Nintendo 64 games, top 10 characters you would bang that come from video games, etc. I thought I could kick things off with one of my favorite platforms of ever, the PlayStation 1. An important note about this list. These are my personal favorites, so these aren't the most revolutionary games of all time. These aren't the games that paved the way for the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation 4 and beyond. No, these are just the games that gave me the most warm and fuzzies, and still continue to give me the warm and fuzzies well into adulthood. God damn, I'm old. So without further ado,
press the jump button twice to glide. And don't be afraid. Of what? Falling from high mountain peaks, plummeting into prehistoric glaciers, crashing through... Oh, that.
Spyro the Dragon. I first learned of Spyro because of those rad little PlayStation demo discs you would get with the official PlayStation magazine. God, I love those. So growing up, I loved video games that allowed me to do what I like to call in-game LARPing. I did it a lot with Earthbound, I did it a lot with A Link to the Past, Super Mario RPG, basically any game that you kind of have an open area, an open world that allows you to create stories with your childhood imagination and kind of ignore the main plot of the actual game and create your own experience. So with Spyro the Dragon, the demo put you in this huge, beautiful, bright, grassy field. There were sheep bouncing and frolicking around. There were some enemies that you could take care of. There were, like, if I remember right, like building areas you could climb up and oh god, it's been a long time. I would do nothing in that demo except for pretend that I was a sheep herder and herd sheep around and maybe torch some and protect my flock. And then I would go find a corner of the level and sleep at night, wake up and do more and, you know, peruse the perimeter to make sure no one was trying to, like, steal my sheep. And I did that for hours and hours and hours. I was so lost in my imagination, and as a child, there's nothing cooler than being able to, you know, express yourself and create these stories with this pre-rendered world. You know, your imagination is always going. So to see it visually in front of you and control, like, this dragon, it was just so freaking cool. And fun fact, I never actually owned a copy of Spyro until I started going garage sale collecting, hunting for video games. You know, all of this is just based off of the demo alone. That's it. And hey, you wonder why I'm so weird? I used to express myself by pretending I was a purple sheep herding dragon. That explains a lot. Echo Knight. Growing up, I had my one true blue video game partner for life. Her name's Rihanna, and we're still besties to this day. But at the time, you know, we were just little kids, so we would play through video games together. And if it was a one-player video game, she would read my guide, bitch. So she would read the guides, and I would play all the games. So we played through the Resident Evils together. I think 1, 2, 3, Ocarina of Time, Final Fantasy 9. We played through the Baldur's Gate games together, so we had a long history, and 9 out of 10 times, I was the one playing. So when I went to this old rundown video game store and found Echo Knight, popped it into the PlayStation, she came over, we had pizza, you know, we're getting ready to play, and it scared the ever-living piss and shit out of me, and I could not play it. Which is weird, because I love horror video games, and I have for a long time. I mean, I played Resident Evil games, and I think I just figured out why I couldn't play it. So as much as I love the Resident Evil games, they freaked me the fuck out. So I implemented a little thing called Game Shark codes, which made me feel like a god because I couldn't die and I had rocket launchers for days. So that's why I probably felt a little more comfortable playing the Resident Evil games. But when it came to Echo Knight, there were not any cheats, so I was vulnerable, and that made me scared. So I was unable to play, but Rihanna, with her balls of steel, she was like, let me give it a shot. And she was able to play through it. No problem. I mean, sure, she screamed and squealed, but I did too. And it was so cool for me because for the first time, I was able to see a video game as a cinematic instead of, you know, a thing that I had to concentrate on playing. Not to mention, the game is freaky as hell, which is only furthered by its terrible graphics. You're on this ghost ship, there's dead little girls that wander around, there are creepy ass puzzles you have to solve, and we had so much fun scaring ourselves and trying to figure out the puzzles. And I still have a mental image burned in my head of looking over and just seeing her like this with the controller while I had my like hands up like this because I couldn't watch. Where's my light going? Ugh! RPG Maker! Oh my god, all of my dreams, they can come true now. I can create my own video games. But alas, if you've played RPG Maker, you know it's pretty clunky, it's not very intuitive. The UI basically screams, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But still, RPG Maker was so much fun, mainly because I was able to play it with my friend Brianna. I just have these really fond memories of summer vacation, going over to her mom's house, sitting down and eating terrible microwavable food, and just pounding through RPG Maker and trying to create these characters and these moves and these items, and you just let your mind wander. It just really allows you to just, as a child, express yourself and your imagination. I think we were successful in creating like a 15-second video game where there was we created a character called Streetwalker Sue, and the entire village was on fire, and her sister, bless her heart, we made her like a really annoying, naggy character, and we put a treasure chest in the middle of an island that you could not reach for no apparent reason. It was just so much stupid fun. We wasted our entire summer on RPG Maker, and I have no regrets. And with that, I should probably go, because I have yet to invest in actual lights, which is a thing I really need to do, and my only source of light, the sun, is deciding to peace out on me. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you had fun, you know, reliving my crazy memories, and I hope it was interesting to you and not boring, and I'm not just up here flapping my mouth and pretending like, and assuming that people actually care. Let me know if you played any of these games too, if they are nostalgic for the same reasons or different reasons. Let me know. Bye!